Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the All In Sports coverage of this 100th rendition of the Group 9 Rugby League Grand Final. What a culmination we have here this afternoon with the celebration of 100 years, with a great crowd being here, with a lot of tense football games happening throughout the day. I'd have to say we've got a very warm day with 26 degrees out in the middle, and the crowd is a good-sized crowd underneath the grandstand. All the supporters are getting into it, and it's fantastic. Tight games of football earlier in the day, and you can hear the pin drop with a knife. My name's Neil Smith, and I'll be joined here this afternoon, by David Juice, who's called us all the rugby league this year. But Dave, to open up the proceeding, mate, what's a grand final memory for you?
I'll stick it to Group 9 because I always remember my first Group 9 grand final I actually watched live. It was 2019. I just moved back to the area a couple of years previously. So I went and watched. It was Tumut taking on, I think it was South City at the time. So Zach Masters versus Nathan Rose again. And I always remember that game because South City were the big favourites going into that match. Nathan Rose in the first 15 minutes was just cutting Tumut up. And then obviously Tumut started getting back into it off the back of someone like Lockie Bristow and ended up going on to win their first premiership in about 10 or 15 years. It was a really good memory. It was a great day, and I'm looking forward to a great game today.
Well, mate, we'll go skip. We've got two great teams playing here this afternoon as Nathan Rose has just led the fanfare out onto the park with him and Latrell Sewell tasting this action last year. Who's the key players you think for the Kangaroos, Dave?
For the Kangaroos, I mean, they're coming up against what is an almighty Tumut forward pack. So the key players today for the Kangaroos are going to be James Hay and Luke Ingram because they're the players that have stood up week after week and took on these big forward packs. So if Kangaroos are going to have to get any momentum for their back line, they're really going to have to stand up. And, of course, their coach and captain, of course, Nathan Rose. I mean, his running game is second to none, and he's really going to have to be on point to try and take on this Tumut side.
Well, before we go down and start, we'll have a look at the Tumut Blues side. The crowd's all getting together. But, yeah, from the Tumut Blues perspective, I think it'll come down to Lockie Bristow hook. But as I've said earlier, all the way through, it's going to be the forwards that lead the battle for the Tumut Blues. But we'll stay silent here as we go through the preliminaries before the grand final. Edition of the national anthem here this afternoon. These two sides, in one of the most, what's been talked about, David, is one of the most evenest comps we've seen in Group 9. We had no idea who was going to turn up here or be here today, and we've got two classic teams to start a grand final for 2023.
Yeah, and if you'd asked me mid-season, I think if anybody had predicted this mid-season, these are the two guys that would have taken it, I'd call them a liar because, yeah, it was literally you could throw a blanket over the competition.
We're away in the 100th grand final for Group 9, and a deep kick by Seawold has made a great start for the Kangaroos. Bounces in the in-goal area over the touchline, and it'll be a goal line dropout to start the play. A classic start by the Roos and a great kick by Luttrell.
Absolutely. He kicked it very close to the posts, I should say, and obviously just couldn't get his under it and got the bounce and perfect attacking chance.
So Lockie Bristow didn't get all of that, goes about 50 metres, and that's a bit of a drop there by Ned Cooper, and I think he counted all his chickens at once there, but just dropped the football.
And that's a bit of luck for both sides, isn't it? And we're only about 40 seconds into this game. So, unfortunate bounce there again. The ball just bouncing all over the joint. And the Blues were lucky to get out of that one.
So, Dean Bristow feeds the strum, goes out to the left, running into the forward pack of this fantastic Blues outfit. And he takes the ball up there, gets it 20 metres out straight in front of the sticks. And there's Michael Fenn. He'll do a lot of extra work there on the left-hand edge. Runs into the only one I know, James Hay. And then it's just loaded off again to Sturt. And he bustles up there, pushed back there by Ingram. Gets him back there about 15 metres from the halfway line. Anderson hands off to Byatt. Byatt barges through the first one. Leaves one floundering and gets tackled 5 metres short of the halfway. Goes across here. Comes to the left and it's picked up and down and put on his back there by Adam Pearce. Bristow, first kick of the day, gets it a bit high and terra firma comes down and taken extremely well there by Isaac Ford on the wing, and he takes it up and cleans them up. And Seawold offloads. That's Massini there, ducking and weaving, and he's taken about 18 metres out. Good territorial gain to start this game, David, by the Kangaroos.
Absolutely. They've really turned up in defence, and with the size of this Tumut forward pack, you can't allow them to get up ahead of steam. They're getting up quickly off the line, and they're getting in multiple people in the tackles, really becoming effective. Yeah,
well, this heat will take a big impact on these forwards this afternoon, and it'll be the nature of the fittest. I don't think anyone's played in 27-degree heat here for some period of time, but James Hay won't shirk the responsibility. Rose gets his first touch of the day, a high towering kick down towards Mitch Ivel, who's safe as a bank up there, and just takes it on the inside the line, 20 metres out from their goal line. They come across to the right, and that's Zach Masters there, puts his head down, offloads again, and as the forward play works it out, Billy Brigman that was this time, he's helping out the forwards there. Sturt runs straight at the pack, tied up there by Jolliffe. And with Hay, they're doing some work. Bristow passes on the outside, getting his forwards running off him left and right, just trying to work out the angles for them at this stage. Lachlan again gets it kicked down deep, but Luttrell's got it covered, takes it on the chest, 8 metres from the try line, brings it back centre field, runs around Fenn, ducks off Byatt as well, Fenn's off 2 and 3, and he's taken low there by Hickson, 12 to 4, and there's the first penalty of the afternoon. Mr. Whitby award the first penalty of the afternoon with a bit of a high shot there and 15 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, it looks like he sided him for a crusher, just accidentally turned in the tackle and put some pressure on the back of his head as the trainers see Luttrell. I think hopefully she would be all right, and that'll give the Kangaroos probably the best possible start to try and get out of their own 20. So far, I've got to say, territorial battle is going all the Kangaroos' way. Their up and in defence is really troubling Tumut so far.
So as they look on after Luttrell there, making sure everything's under control. Nathan Rose will take the kick from touch. And he finds it 30 metres out from the goal line, 20 metres from halfway. They go to the right, Rose, offloads, finds Ingram. The book ends Ingram and Hay. They'll do that work all day. And takes it up nice and hard there. A good offload pass to Ryan Cronin, taken 15 metres from the halfway line, centre field. And Ryan and Benjamin playing both today. Hey, he only knows one way to go. I've got an affection with the big man, and he hits him hard and fast up the middle of the park, 5 metres from the halfway line. James Smart there getting his first touch. James on the right-hand side there, just brings him down and links up with his forwards there. Jolliffe does the duties there, comes across to Hay again, and he's tackled 10 metres in the territory of the Tumut Blues. Fifth and final tackle. Good defensive set of 6 here by the Blues in this grand final, the 100th rendition we have here at McDonald's Park. A high towering kick by Smart, taken on the chest by Ivel, and he's tackled 20 metres out from his own line. And good opportunity there, and good defence shown by both sides, Dave. And there's a penalty. Before we get there, Dave, there's a penalty by Ben Whitby inside the 10, and gives them more better territory, Dave.
And that pretty much explains how even the game has been so far, because same thing happened on the Kangaroos set of 6 a little bit forward. Just managed to get the penalty, gives them easy access out of their own half. And as looks like Tumut will get it on the Kangaroos 35. Perfect attacking set of 6 here.
So offloads. Michael Fenn takes the first one up, muscles up hard, goes into the Kangaroos defence there, and he's tackled 25 out from the goal line. Bristow hands off to Sturt, and he's just a little jogging, jilting run up there, 22 metres out. This heap will play its role. By it, Robbie Variety goes up, tackled there by Ingram, and he's taken 11 metres out. Bit of a half a chance here for the Blues, I should say. They go to the left. Jacob Sturt links up with Bristow, sells the dummy, but he's well covered up by the defence, led by Ryan Cronin, 3 metres short. Sturt again, heavily involved in the opening stanza here of the Group 9 final. Centre field, right in the middle of the park. They go to the left, finds Ivel, link up pass there to Draper, and he's around, and is he in? Oh, great defence by the Kangaroos. Brought him down, put him on his back, didn't allow him to put the ball down, and a good defensive set there by the Roos.
Absolutely. That was a really intelligent defensive option there by the centre, where he actually pulled down on his left arm, which actually spun him around, because if he hadn't have done that, then he was over for all money.
So the Roos headed out of their own park. And this is the home ground of the Kangaroos, and you can hear the support there. And there's Ryan Cronin there, put back on his back there. Good defence there by Jordan Anderson there. Good hard tackling of Group 9 Ingram. He just muscles up and shoulders up, runs straight at the Tumut Blues there. Dean Bristow in particular, 8 metres from the halfway line. Casey Lynch is back after being knocked out a couple of weeks ago, and he tackles it across, takes it in the advantage line, the other half, Rose. Outlet pass to Smart. Smart gets the kick on. Anderson was up there to try and take him down, but was too late. Ivel, again, ball bounces, centres it. And this is a great game of chess here at McDonald's Park. No points scored here early days in this Group 9 100th rendition of the grand final. And it's all to play for here this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah, but both teams really just going through the softening up period now. Neither side really giving an inch. And the defence has really been the hallmark of these first 10 minutes. They have been fantastic. Nathan Rose, customary runs, but it's really the forward pack for Tumut that have been doing the damage.
So they go out to the left. Michael Fenn there on the left. On the left-hand edge. Taken there. Bristow goes high. Looking for Malik Aiken's wing. Taken by Seawald. Underneath gets his spart. A little bit of a spark in his step, and tackled 10 metres out from the Kangaroos goal line. They offload. Massini put on his back. 18 metres out from the goal line. They come back into the play, and as the Kangaroos are doing all the hard yards, trying to work it out from their own line.
And it really is the Blues now. They've really stepped up their defence, with the Kangaroos really finding it difficult to get out of their own 30 as James A takes what's probably going to be his 45th run for the day. Absolute monster engine on that human.
Hoskins there, very busy around that first and second outlet pass. Makes a good 8 to 10 metres there. Nathan Rose again kicks it down to and picked up there by Thomas Hickson, and he comes back into the centre field. Good chase up, turnover. And that's what the Kangaroos were looking for. So great opportunity here, 25 metres out with a set of 6. Rose hands off to Ingram, muscles up, tackled there by Byatt. He's dragged down, ball and all, 15 metres out from the goal line. Smart links up there with Seawold, cuts to sell the dummy. I thought he passed it to Cooper, but he dipped it hold on it. Couple metres short. Smart again, comes across, hands off to James Hay, who fronts up, goes 2 metres from the goal line. And it's a big chance here for the Roos. Goes to left, and there was the easiest of try there. The great match awareness of Hayden Jolliffe gets our first 4-pointer for this afternoon. And the Kangaroos out of the blocks well, 4 points to 0.
Absolutely, and it was really the speed of the play there that caught the Tumut Blues really off by surprise there. They were so quick with James Hay. He got to play the ball so quickly that Hayden Jolliffe just saw the line opening, and most of the Tumut boys, especially the markers, hadn't even stood up yet. So incredibly intelligent play and good vision there by Hayden Jolliffe.
So that's our first Scott Hargrave Sports Injury Rehabilitation Clinic tries with for this afternoon to Hayden Jolliffe, and you would nearly think that Latrell won't have much trouble with this one, and will be at 6 points to 0 margin in the first half of the Group 9 Grand Final here at McDonald's Park.
Absolutely. He's been kicking so well in this final series. I think he's only missed 1 or 2 in the entire 3 or 4 weeks we've been playing. So it was basically that mistake there from Tumut that really gave the Kangaroos the ascendancy there, and boy, did they take advantage of it. Their backline is deadly. It's something we talked about before the match, where if their backline managed to get some ball, they really play a good up-tempo style of football, which led to that try.
So Seawold lines up, 5 metres to the left of the sticks. A great angle here from the commentary box. And he puts it just inside the left upright. So here at McDonald's Park, after 12 minutes, it is 6 points to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos, with a Scott Hargrave Sports Injury Rehabilitation Clinic try to Hayden Jolliffe, converted by Latrell Seawold.
Yeah, so far, I've got to say, the Kangaroos are playing phenomenally. Their up and in defence is really nullifying a lot of the impact on these Tumut forwards, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this up for the rest of the game.
So Lachlan Bristow gets us underway. Towering kick, taken on the chest, hands it back off, and unusual that Ingram would be taking this run out, but fronts up there with Matthew Byatt, and helped there by Adam Pearce and Jacob Sturt around them. They come off to the left. James Hay makes a run up the middle, just off the left, off the right edge this time. He works both sides. They bring it straight out of their attacking zone. Good play here by the Kangaroos. And they just keep working it forward. 15 minutes from the halfway line. Hoskins there. Oliver Variety meets the defence, but gets pushed back to metre. Led there by the Blues defence. Good stuff there. Ingram just muscles up, runs straight at Robbie Byatt that time, who's tackled right on the halfway line. Nathan Rose looking down that blind side, finds terra firma, puts Mitch Ivel under an ask, and Mitch Ivel comes back and centres it, beats the first one, gets around Smart, but he's wrapped up by James Smart, who come back at him, and he's tackled 11 metres out from the goal line, directly in front of the uprights, and they, with the Tumut Blues, they're doing a lot of work to try and work it out of their own line, and a one-on-one strip here, and here we go again, 12 metres out, one-on-one, great work by Nick Cooper. Hoskins starts out of dummy half, taken 3 metres from the line, and looks which way they're going to go this time. They come out here to the left. Rose, Seawold, finds Massini, and Massini's in for the second 4-pointer here this afternoon. A Scott Hargraves try to Massini, and it's 10 points to 0.
And they are playing one hell of a game so far. So far, it's the Kangaroos backline that have absolutely been dominating so far. That beautiful strip over there is what led to that try from Ned Cooper, one-on-one, and then they took advantage of it by incredible backline movement there by Rosie. Threw it straight out the left end. Jake Massini passes it off and scores in that left-hand corner. That was an incredibly good try and smart try from the Wagga Kangaroos.
Yeah, took advantage of a mistake that was made with a good one-on-one strip, and nothing but net for the boys, and they're leading 10 points to 0. And Latrell's got a little bit harder kick this time, as he'll take it about 22 metres out. 10 5 metres in from the touchline.
And so far, it's the speed of the Kangaroos backline that I think is really taking this Tumut defence by surprise. Because you see there, they moved it across so quickly, the sliding defence from Tumut just didn't have time to catch up. And then they got the 2-on-1 overlap, and it was an easy try.
So if the Tumut Blues thought they were going to have, from 2 weeks ago when they played the Kangaroos, the Kangaroos have come out pumping and they've used everything in their advantage and they're playing great football. But Seabolt lines up 5 metres in, 22 out from the goal line. And makes it look a great kick, and it's over the black dot here this afternoon. And the Kangaroos have come out like a shotgun. After 16 minutes, it's 12 points to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos over the Tumut Blues at McDonald's Park.
I tell you what, doesn't Latrell that make that look easy? Just calm as you please and slots it straight over the black dot. Now, for Tumut here, if they've got to get back into this catch, because with as hot as it is and with the amount of energy that's going to drain out of you, you don't want to get too far back in this game.
Bristow, Rose, hands off to Ingram, comes running hard and up to the middle of the park. Tackled there by Jacob Sturt over the top. Matty Byte there also helping out. Joloff hands off to Hay, a little short, little pass, and he takes it up further. 18, 25 metres out from the goal line. Hands off there and a big barging run straight up the middle of the park there. This roll-on defence, this points, the scoreboard's playing great havoc with them. Smart takes the line on, little jigger of a step, but the Tumut Blues defence hung off that and tackled him 3 metres from the halfway line. Joloff takes us out to the right there, handed off to Cronin, and he gets into the opposition half. They come right, Rose again, little kick there, keeps finding the grass, great placement kick, puts some pressure under Ivel, but the ball bounces up and he brings it straight back out. But good follow-up defence there, led by James Smart there, 12 metres out from their own line. Comes off from the left as the Blues try to work it out, but they're driven back. Big defensive push. James Hay there, helped by Casey Lynch, and they take him back another couple of metres. And they run into this time it's Nathan Rose leading the defensive push, putting a lot of pressure on this Blues run, taking it out by it. He runs up, shoulders up to Ingram, taking 20 metres out. 4-3 tackles gone, and they haven't gone too far. Hands off to Fed. Links up with Draper down the left-hand, Aiken down this left-hand side, offloaded pass, kicks it back, picked up by Ingram, and he picks it up on the halfway line, and a defusing situation as Malik Aiken went down that right-hand edge.
It was a beautiful break there, obviously, and a beautiful cutout pass there by Michael Fenn. He's got some great hands, but then obviously tried to kick it back to stop the Kangaroos from getting it. I don't think Luke Ingram knew what hit him. He all of a sudden ended up with the ball as the Kangaroos put on an attacking play just on the 40.
Isaac Ford there picks up the ball, loose pass by Bassini, comes up the middle of the park, and a desperate tackle had to be made there by Thomas Jeffries on the park, and they roll up and along the line with Troy Barbie on the paddock, and there's a penalty. Jacob Sturt and Troy Barbie having a little bit of a disagreement here at McDonald's Park. It'll be the first of many, and it's and with an opportunity here, what will they do?
If I was the Kangaroos, I would be very tempted to take the extra 2 here because a 14-point lead makes all the difference in what we know is going to be a tight game.
Well, Nathan Rose must have had the earpiece onto the All In Sports broadcast because that's what he's instructed Latrell Seawald to do, is to take the kick for the penalty, 2 points, 5 metres to the left of the uprights, and they lead 12 points to 0. And a big, big advantage here, as Dave says, with a more than 2 converted try gap, Dave.
Yeah, and I've just got to point out something else I've noticed too, and that's Nathan Rose's kicking game. That's what's nullified Mitch Ivel at fullback because he's purposely kicking deep into both of the corners, which means he has to run out of the corner, and that's very easy to defend for a guy like Mitch Ivel, who makes so many metres coming out of the back.
So Seawald lines up. looking to make it 3 from 3 here this afternoon. And makes no mistake here at McDonald's Park. A penalty goal lets them lead 14 points to 0 here in the Group 9 Grand Final for 2023.
And this is probably going to be the most important defensive set of 6 from Tumut, because at the moment, the Kangaroos are just getting too many metres out of their own end. They're getting up to about the 40 or the 50 metre before they're placing the kick, which is putting too much pressure on the Blues, because this Kangaroos defence has been nothing short of outstanding.
So, Bristow gets it deep, taken by Rose, and again hands off to Ingram, goes up, fronts up, tackled there by Sturt, helped by Michael Fenn, and he's tackled 12 metres centre field, straight out from the middle of the park, and that's hurt him too. The two blokes in the tackle there hit him hard. Ingram takes a little bit of time to get up, and there's our old man James Hay there again running up, tackled by Pearce. 20 metres out, a little blindside movement through Cronin, and he gets it across that advantage line. Seems to be the same script, the good rolling action here of the forwards, here of the Kangaroos this afternoon. It's doing a great job, rocking and rolling, no mistake football here this afternoon, high quality football. And they dance around again, and he's tackled there. There's Casey Lynch this time. He's tackled straight in the middle of the park, 9 metres from the halfway line, off to Smart, and James Smart there kicks it high. Malik Aiken takes it on the chest. He's a bit nervous under that one, and he gets it back up. And once again, the driving defence there of the Kangaroos. Good defence. Look at the boys there running up there. Charles Barton getting involved in the defensive work. And they just keep muscling up these Kangaroos. 20 metres from the halfway line. Plays the ball out. Bristow goes out of dummy half. Picks up the ball. Tackled 12 metres. Offload pass, and he breaks through the first one. Gets him to the halfway line. Anderson back doing the dummy half duties. Offloads to Pearce, and he takes them inside the attacking zone. They come out to this right side. Bristow, taken by Rose, put a lot of pressure on that kick, but he gets it on the terra firma. Taken by Seawald, and Seawald's wrapped up there, 3 metres from his own line, and good work there by the Blues. Good pressure kick by Bristow, but it's all undone with a high shot and a penalty, and a relieving penalty to the Kangaroos. 8 metres from the halfway, 8 metres out from their own line.
And that's been the story of these first 20 minutes. The Tumut Blues really have just been their own worst enemies. Defensively, that was a beautiful kick down into the corner, forcing the Kangaroos to come out. So easy to defend. But then the high shot just lets them off the hook. And that's, I think, the 3rd or 4th time they've done this. And the Kangaroos have now got the perfect opportunity to try and open up a bigger gap.
A good touch finder there, made 30 metres out. They go across there. Hoskin there, bumps into one, pirouettes around. And he's picked up here by this Blues defence there. Robbie Byatt, Jacob Sturt, offloads there. And he runs up hard across the line. These Kangaroos, the forwards are playing good football here this afternoon. But they did expect that in the grand final as Cronin gets an offload little pass there from Smart. And it's rocking and rolling here. 18 metres in the advantage line. Hands off to Ingram, who'll go there and front up again. 22 metres out directly in front of the uprights. Which way will the Kangaroos go? They come out to the left through the hands of Rose. Back on the inside to Hoskin. And he just, a little juggling act. And he just knocks the ball down. And a knock on there by the Kangaroos. And it'll be a turnover. And a play the ball. Or is it a scrum? No, it's a scrum feed.
Yeah, the Kangaroos' up-tempo style of football is really running these big Tumut forwards around, and you can definitely see some hands on hips as they're trying to suck in the air, and that's going to be very interesting when we lead in towards the second half. Tumut, coming out of their own end, cannot afford to make a mistake.
We can see the sea of blue here this afternoon behind the goalpost, which the Blues are defending, and tries to get to Aiken there on the outside, but wrapped up there, 11 metres out from their own line. A faultless display. Jordan Anderson there takes the ball up and he's tackled extremely well by the offloads there. Fenn muscles up, gets through one, bars through two, but he's wrapped up there. James Smart there on the over the top, takes them on again. Masters there, just softening up in the middle. Bristow offloads across the line there, finds Aiken down that that edge, but he's tackled well. Right on the halfway line. Fifth and final. Bristow goes deep, finds Isaac Ford, runs straight at the defence, takes the ball in the full there and tied up there by Dean Bristow. Down low and stirred up high. Comes down here, Seawold, comes down the blind side, tries to get around, but good tackle there by the Blues defence there. Round the bottom by Hickson. Casey Lynch. And they tackled, only made a couple of metres there. Nathan Rose complained to the touchy, but he said, I'm never nothing of that. Hey, goes straight at Aragon there, gets across and a rolling tackle here, gets smart, gives them some space here, the Kangaroos. Got some space and they're making it all worthwhile. 28 metres out, fifth and final option. Rose, what will he do? He does the high kick down to the corner. Taken up high and a great take there by the Blues. And there's a penalty, tackled in the air, and a relieving penalty for the Tumut Blues, 10 metres out from their own line.
And that was an incredible take there by Tom Hickson. You can see why he definitely made the Team of the Year there for Group 9, because it was safe as a bank under that jab, especially when he had about 2 or 3 Kangaroos breathing down his neck. So far, Rosie's kicking game is absolutely on point and nullifying the back three for Tumut.
So, unusual there. Bristow takes the tap. Come on, boys, follow me up this park. We're going to be the next to score. And he gets rolling along here. Look at him. And again out of dummy half. Another run by Bristow. Trying to get these Tumut boys up and about. Out of the dummy half again. And these just 3 and 4 little runs by the Blues. And they're into the attacking half of the Roos. Ivel off to Aragon. He's picked up there, but only James Hay and Ingram over the top. Fifth and final tackle. Bristow this time goes high. Puts some pressure on Isaac Ford again, but has no trouble. Takes it on his chest, and that's a great take. Good set of 6 by the Blues, getting them into the end, and you can see these Roos players with both sides with hands on their head as the heat takes its effect here in the Group 9 Grand Final.
Yeah, that was a brilliant set of 6, and by far their best set of 6 for the game so far. Their forwards, and they came off the back of Michael Fenn as he gives a whooshka to the Kangaroos bloke, knocks him on his back. Incredible defence here for the Blues.
Yeah, Charles Barton will feel the effects of that one. Oliver Hosking there, he takes him up there, but he's not going to. And then James Hay runs straight at the defence in defend. Those two blokes to just go hard at it all day. And Smart gets it into the left, and a great kick again finds the grass. Take it by Ivel, and he says knock back. Against what the Roos crowd didn't think it was.
I think they got a bit lucky on that one, but he did call it back. It was just a miscommunication there between Ivel and his winger, and they definitely cannot afford that.
Aragon works it back into the centre of the park, but runs straight into Ingram. 10 metres from the halfway line. They go to the left. There's Dean Bristow taking the run out of dummy half. Lockie goes this time. Off he goes. Little darting run, runs into Rose, links up with his brother Dean, throws a dummy, Rose, and Rose does the one-on-one strip. Fantastic defensive football, and Rose one-on-one off his opposite number and takes the one-on-one strip. Great work there.
And really showing his experience there, because the Bristow brothers really starting to look dangerous there. And you can see Tumut's change of tactics. Instead of throwing it one out to their forwards, they're really taking advantage of their smaller blokes to the centre of the park, and it's really troubling the centre defenders for the Roos.
So Ingram runs up hard into the Blues defence there. Hit by Adam Pearce in no uncertain manner. Hoskin again goes back on the inside. Gets into the Tumut Blues defence, into the Tumut Blues half, I should say. Comes across to the right. Smart goes aerial. Ivel's under it, and and the ball was knocked back. The referee says.
Yeah, the way he held his hands there was actually quite smart, because he knew that even if he did drop it, it was actually going to go back.
So Aragon takes it up again. Middle of the park, goes out to Masters this time, rocking and rolling, and gets a penalty for the offside. And that's a penalty which will give that opportunity to the Blues here to get some attacking field position, as it's all been one-way traffic here for the first half an hour, with the Kangaroos dominating this Group 9 grand final.
Yeah, there's been a definite change of energy the last 5 minutes, and all came off a barnstorming run by Michael Fenn and then backed up there by Zach Masters. It's really given some energy into the Blues, and they're taking advantage of it.
So Sturt there was upended, put on his back. Arrogant, and there's a little knock on, took his eyes off the footy, and a turnover, and a scrum feed, and the advantage to the Kangaroos, with a scrum being formed 8 metres from the halfway line in the Kangaroos half.
And that's really been the story of this game so far, hasn't it? I think that as good as the defence for the Kangaroos has been, Tumut have really gotten in their own way, like multiple penalties, multiple drop balls at the most inconvenient time, and it just gives the Roos that better chance to attack. And with Nathan Rose playing the way he is at the moment, that's a dangerous thing to do.
So Jolliffe feeds the scrum, comes out here, finds Sewell, hands off to Massini, and Massini takes him on, but wrapped up there by Hickson. 10 metres in the half. Rose hands off again to Casey Lynch, who slips into the tackle of Aragon. Ingram will just go up and about him again. Runs into Michael Fenn this time. Hoskins goes into him. They're working hard, and he's driven back by the two Blues defenders there. And a little lost football there. Aragon there, helped out there by Jacob Topin, who's trotted onto the paddock. Takes him back, and he just a little fumble. And a scrum feed to the Tumut Blues, 15 metres from the halfway line. And trailing 14 points to nil here, with 8 minutes remaining of this first half.
And that's the sort of effort play that really gives your team a big boost. And with only 8 minutes to go in this first half, Tumut need to get on the board, just to basically give themselves a little bit of a pump up going into this halftime, because the Kangaroos so far have been fantastic.
So Dean Bristow feeds the scrum, hands it off, and the Blues again, but they're doing reciprocal rights here, with Ned Cooper pushing the Blues to player back. And Michael Fenn goes up there, shoulders into it, but he's wrapped up there, ball and all there, by Oliver Hoskins. Having a good game, Oliver Hoskins there. Little run out of dummy half, but Ingram is there to do the hard work with Casey Lynch. 10 metres into the Roos half. They haven't been here much, the Tumut Blues. So they work it forward. 30 metres out. Line deep out here to the right. Fenn offloads to Bristow. Finds Dean, but well covered and well read by the defence there of the Roos. Come the same way. Bristow charged down, knocked back, and it's well tidied up there by Seawold.
And you can see there was a little hit one of the Kangaroos players and bounced out. But it turns out it's worked out. But it's the defence for Tumut really needs to be on point, as so far they're keeping them in their own 20.
So the Kangaroos tried and true there this afternoon. Seawold beats one. Hit there by Masters. 15 metres from the halfway line. Hay, he puts it under his ring and goes up hard. 5 metres from the halfway line. Comes out to the right, and then Rose puts a lot of pressure on there. Hickson drops down, comes back infield, and he's met there by two and pushed back 2 and 3 metres there. Great defence by the Kangaroos with a good kick and chase. Casey Lynch there leading the charge up.
Yeah, that was a perfect kick there by Nathan Rose. Kicked it over to that left-hand corner over his head, and also got a really good bounce as the Tumut are struggling to come out of their own 20 at the moment. This Kangaroos defence is really suffocating them.
So an offload there. But good rolling defence. Masters got the ball away, but nothing gained. And I think the Blues have been bashed into orbit. They don't know which way to go here from this intensity game here at McDonald's Park. Bristow gets a cowering kick and finds touch 22 metres out from the Kangaroos line. And as most of the players put their hands on the head here at 27 degrees here at McDonald's Park, and 14 points to nil in favour of the Roos.
And you can see, Lockie Bristow really trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat there, going for a 40-20. Unfortunately, just came up 2 metres shy. And the energy feels like it's turned, but the Kangaroos are just playing so well in attack that it's really... The Tumut Blues have no energy when it comes to their attack.
So Ingram puts it under his wing. Beats the flying tackle of Aragon there. Tidied up there by Pearce. Helped there by Topin as well. Off to the right. Ned Cooper getting involved. Helping out the forwards in the middle of the work. Putting the ball under his wing. James Hay here again. Little juggling act there. Runs into Masters with Jacob Sturt there. But still makes a good 10 metres. Every time you call him 10 metre Hay, he just keeps making it. Oliver Hoskins there. Works it across the 30 metres out. Just to the left of the uprights. Fifth and final tackle. Rose. A lot of pressure put on there by the kicker. But it puts it nice and high. Taken by Ivel. And he works it across. And a great follow-up defence there again. Ness Massini doing a wrapped-up tackle there. And this Tumut Blues defence just, this attack just can't find any holes in this really good defence here of the Kangaroos. But Michael Fenn will keep trying to find it, and there's a penalty there for a bit of an offside play and a relieving penalty for the Tumut Blues, where they'll take a kick 30 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, the Kangaroos have definitely done their homework, because a lot of the things that Tumut are known for, especially their forwards and also the back three have been incredibly powerful this year, especially Mitch Ivel. Taking it out of the backfield, he's getting so many metres, and Rosie's game is completely nullifying it.
So Bristow doing a bit more from the dummy half duties, trying to get his hand in the football and get these boys driving forward. Hands it off to Aragon, who beats one, but he's wrapped up there by Jolliffe, with Ryan Cronin coming over the top. Sturt goes up the middle of the park, sees a little gap, but lost his handle on the football, trying to slip it away, and the Kangaroos come up with it. 8 metres from their own line. Seawalt trying to take advantage of the broken play, but he's tackled well there by Adam Pearce, and they're 22 metres out from their own line. And there's a penalty.
And I think you can put that one down to fatigue, because when you played 30 minutes in 27-degree heat, you're going to get a little tired. But the other thing the Roos are doing incredibly intelligently is the second place play from Tumut has been completely cut out of the game. They're really locking up the ball because Michael Fenn, especially Zach Masters, Adam Pearce, they all like to throw offloads, and Kangaroos have managed to get rid of that completely.
Massini takes the tap, hands off to Rose. Hoskins there. Ooh, was he taken high? No, referee Whitby thought it was okay. There by Jacob Sturt. They go out to the right. James Hay again, fronts up. And taken low there by Aragon. Ingram runs up hard. Runs into Pearce. Masters down low. As we come to the penultimate couple of minutes of this first half, Smart sees a little gap, offloads, finds back to inside to Seawalt, and Seawalt dances up and one goes off that right leg, but he's tackled 22 metres out from the try line. This could be...
Dean Bristow's really struggled coming out of that tackle. Looks like it might be his knee. We certainly hope he's just jarred it. It's nothing too serious. But so far, you've got to say, Smithy, in this first half, the biggest surprise to me has been the energy of the Kangaroos. Both in attack and defence, they've been up in the faces of the Tumut boys. They haven't been able to get any momentum off the back of their forwards. It was an interesting change from Tumut where they switched to running their little men up through the centre. They're getting him into dummy half and making some good metres there. But yeah, the Kangaroos so far have been outstanding.
So everyone's taken a well-earned water break here with 1.5 minutes left on the clock. And I think the ice baths will be used at half time. Dean Bristow there having a bit of trouble getting up on his bit ginger on that right knee, and
you can tell he definitely wants to stay on, but that knee does not look good. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on him, but with only 90 seconds to go, he's going to want to stay on there. They'd be crazy not to target him in attack.
So we're off and away. Ingram runs straight at the defence. Tackled. 12 metres out from the line. Jolliffe comes to that. Rose. Little grubber kick through. Picked up then. 6 more tackles signalled by. And Jolliffe tallies that up. So as we get into the final little bit of stands with this play, Hoskin does the first settle up pass. Gets over the advantage line. And he's tackled 10 metres out from the try line. A defining moment coming up here in the Group 9 final. And it's a putt out pass there. Smart finds out here, and he just loses the handle with his line open. And that was the weak window there that just couldn't quite pass. Wasn't strong enough, and it's been bundled into touch. So I'd imagine the referee will play the knock on and the feed and the scrum.
That was an almost incredible ball movement there by the Kangaroos, wasn't it? It was a cutout pass there from Ned Cooper. Saw the winger was wide open, but unfortunately just dropping short. And with about 30 seconds to go on the clock, Tumut will grab the scrum on their 10-metre line.
So Masters takes it up. And that will probably be all she wrote here. Final play here, hands off to Fan. But he'll have nothing to do with it. So that's half time here in the Group 9 Grand Final. The 100th rendition. The Kangaroos are leading 14 points to 0. And we look forward to seeing you back here for the second half. Welcome back here to McDonald's Park here, where we've seen an exceptional game of football, David, with the Kangaroos. I believe would be against most people's thoughts, including my own, leading 14 points to not the halfway line.
Yeah, and there's one thing I didn't take into account, and that was the heat. I think the amount the heat is actually affecting some of these big Tumut forwards is a lot more than I thought. I think they're finding it really hard to get off their line, but apart from that, I think a lot of that has to do with the defence of the Kangaroos. I tell you what, Rosie and his team, they have studied every inch of film they could find on the Blues because they've nullified every single one of the Blues' advantages. I think their second phase play off their forwards get-go. I think Mitch Ivel at fullback, Rosie's kicking game has completely nullified that. I think so far it's been an incredibly good game from the Roos.
Yeah, and I think the two kicking options really help with James Smart on the right and Rose on the left, and they lot of distance to cover. But to their credit, the Tumut Blues are the first side out, and can't wait for this last 40 minutes, Dave, of the 100th year anniversary of Group 9, which has been a lot of celebrations as well in the year with a big dinner and the closest of this competition, not knowing who's going to win every day. But you can hear the Kangaroos supporters get up and about now as Nathan Rose brings them back on to the paddock. And 14 points to nil, all to play for, Dave.
Yeah, and for Tumut, it's going to be incredibly important. They need to play high possession football for this first 20 minutes. Because at the moment, the Kangaroos have by far got the more energy. The heat's not affecting their smaller, more mobile forwards. So if the Tumut can play high possession football and sort of slowly drain the Kangaroos, I think they can make a comeback in the last 20 minutes. But they've also got to improve their discipline. No penalties, no drop balls.
So Lachlan Bristow gets us underway with a high kick, 35 metres out, run back there and taken by Seawalt, who brings it up in the first, and he's through, and he's down that right-hand side, trying to link up, goes out to the left, looks for Rose, couldn't quite find him, well-positioned defence there by the Blues, getting between Rose and Seawalt, but opportunity knocks here for the Roos as Ingram bustles up and takes the first one up, 15 metres out from the try line. Big gap behind the markers here. Smart offloads to Cronin, runs up, and he's worked down onto his back there with Topin doing the work down low. Jolliffe hands off to Hoskins, goes off that right foot, hit by Byatt, 4 metres out. A defining moment in the Group 9 final. Rose, Dumby's on the inside, gets through. He gets his arms free. Does he get there? No, he's just a metre short.
And looks like he's lost the ball. He's actually knocked it on. That's some great covered fence there from Tumut.
Good play there by the Blues. And turnover in the scrum feed in favour of the Blues, 10 metres out from their own line.
I tell you what, Smith, you really couldn't get a better start there for the Kangaroos, could you? Like, Latrell just absolutely cut through that line. And it really was incredible effort there from Lockie Bristow because he came across, he could see Nathan Rose in support, and he made sure he cut off that option.
So they work it out from their own line. Smart there completes the first tackle. Helped there by Cronin. They come down through the little darting run there. Bristow beats one, but he's tackled up there by Jolliffe. The number 9 there for the Kangaroos. Fenn muscles up, runs straight into Cronin. Hay down low, brings him down 11 metres out from the halfway line. Little quick play there by Topin, but there's a penalty. A penalty in favour of the Blues.
That's a lot more intelligent football there from the Blues because Jacob Toppin could obviously notice that the Kangaroos were offside and he did the smart thing, ran straight at them as they played the ball off the Kangaroos' 30-metre line.
So Draper takes the tap, hands off to Bristow, off to Aragon, who runs up and fronts up and runs into James Hay there. Jolliffe down low, tackled 21 metres out right in the centre of the park. Turning points here galore. Byatt, Matthew Variety, makes a 4-metre run. Keeps working there. Finds Aragon again. Goes off the left foot. Tackled 5 metres short. Chance here. Topin again. Goes off. Finds Sturt. Links up with Bristow. But well read by the defence as Cooper run out of that line. and cuts that play down. They go down the blind side again, and then they put on him on his back. Again, good defence by the Roos. Turned him over, making sure they slow the ball down. Go out to the right. Little grubber kick through. Taken off there, and it's try time there to the Tumut Blues. A little grubber kick through off the hand, snapped up by the Blues player, and he scores a 4-pointer to bring it back to 14-4, Dave.
And yeah, you really make your own luck, don't you? They started building pressure on this left-hand line, and then Lockie Bristow could see there was just a bit of space that opened up just behind the Kangaroos line, puts a little grubber kick through, manages to get the deflection, and who's there? Nothing but their fullback Mitch Ivel, who just waltzes over to score, gets the Tumut Blues their first points of the match, and that's exactly what they needed.
So that'll give the Blues supporters something to cheer about here this afternoon. A Scott Hargrave Sports Injury Rehabilitation Clinic try to Mitch Ivel. And leading point scorer for the competition, Lachlan Briscoe, takes the kick at goal. About 15 metres to the left of the uprights, moves in and makes no mistake. So here at McDonald's Park in the grand final of 2023, it's 14 points to 6 in favour of the Roos.
So far, yeah, if you looked at how this game started with that break from Latrell Seagood, you'd think the Kangaroos were in this, but the Tumut Blues have had a beautiful play and really starting to build pressure, and that's what they need to do. High possession, high pressure football, drain these Kangaroos and get themselves back into the game.
So Seawalt gets off there again, well taken by Byatt. Runs it back centre field, taken 10 metres out from his own line.
Tell you what, send Byatt to the slips for Australia, because that was an incredible catch on his own dead ball line.
Sturt there does the first one. Hands off to Fenn. Runs straight at Cronin again. Takes up high. James Hay down low there. Puts him on the 20 metres from the halfway line. Aragon runs up hits into Hoskins there, and he's tackled 12 metres from the halfway line. Ross, little dummy jinking run there by Topin there, out of the dummy half. Ivel, first time he's never had the headgear on. That's what the heat does to you. And a drop ball there by Seawald. Referee says it's gone back, tidies up, runs out and runs into Malik Aiken there. Tackled 10 metres out from their own line. A bit of exuberance here shown by the Kangaroos. Smart dummy half, or hands off to Rose. And good tackle there, 15 metres out from their own line. The play there, down the blind side, looks to link up, and he's down that left-hand edge, and tries to come back in, Mercedes that is, and taken 10 metres. And there's a penalty.
Shoulder charge. A little harsh there, I thought, but yeah, he's obviously pinged him for a shoulder charge, and it was a really incredibly smart play there by Nathan Rose again to get the Kangaroos out of their own half.
So it's end-to-end stuff here at 27-degree heat here at McDonald's Park. If we keep going at this hectic pace, the fittest side will get the result. So Massini takes the tap, hands off to Rose, onto Ingram. Muscles up, runs into Jacob Sturt there, 20 metres out, directly in front of the uprights. Hoskins runs up, takes on the first tackle, but he's tackled 12 metres out. What will the playmakers of the Kangaroos do? Comes out to the right to Smart. Dummies. Sold the dummy, I thought. Fenn took the dummy, but he didn't. Jolliffe, hands off to Hay. He only knows one way, does the pirouette. And does he get there? Just short of the line. Desetti's held up. So he'll play the ball 10 metres out from the 10 metres out.
Yeah, that was a great job there by Jacob Toppin, because you could see Hay was twisting around to try and get a better chance to put the ball down, and he managed to wrap the ball up. That was some beautiful cover defence.
Jolliffe, hands off to Rose, links up with Seawald. Tackled 10 metres out from the goal line. Fifth and final tackle. What option will they do? Go to Rose. He goes the high earlier route. looking for Cooper and taken well there by Aiken, and he's brought into the field of play. Good pressure kick there taken as the Tumut Blues again bring it out from their own line.
Absolutely, that was dual. That was an incredible take there, because under enormous pressure, you had 4 Kangaroos breathing down his neck, and so far Tumut are doing incredibly well, getting up to their own 30.
Yeah, great run there by Mitch Ivel. Comes out, brings it out of the play. Fan runs straight at James Hay again. Helped there by Ben Pemberton this time. Put on his back. 11 metres from the halfway line. That's hurt Michael Fenn a bit. Bristow does a kick, and he's kicked it out on the full. A turnover. And the Kangaroos crowd let them know when Lockie Bristow makes a mistake, they go up as one.
And they're going to take advantage of it while they can, aren't they, Smithy? Because he does not make mistakes like that very often. And the Tumut Blues were looking so good in attack up until that point. And it looks like Michael Fenn's still hurt from that tackle that he got crunched with a little bit earlier. And the players certainly will take advantage to grab some water and take a breath.
And James Smart, I think, will be having a little chat with the referee, and he says, well, these boys are getting tired. So, and I said, we're up and about here. And you can see James Smart shaking his head and saying we should be playing, get him off the paddock.
I think he'll definitely be encouraging the ref. I think that ref HIA, I think he should definitely go off for 10 minutes. And the way Michael Fenn's been playing, I can see why he'd say it.
So James Hay will play the football. 10 metres into the attacking half of the Tumut Blues. The final stanza of footy for 2023. Hands off to Pemberton. He's tackled right in the middle of the park. Jolliffe goes through rows, goes left, goes right, decides to go himself, shrugs off one. The strength of the man shows there. 22 metres directly in front of the uprights. Good defence by the Blues to put him on his back. Ingram runs hard again at defence. A barging run. If it's not Ingram, it's Hay doing the bullocking work up the middle. Smart gets his hand on the football, trying to link up there again, but he's wrapped up there by Byatt. Drag back, put down 8 metres from the goal line. Hay hits it on the right chest, goes straight in the middle of the field again. This gives a good opportunity, left or right. Which way will they go? Jolliffe signals out, finds the hand of Rose, puts a little chip kick through, goes up high. Can he get the ball down? But the swarming defence, great defence there by the Tumut Blues, and turn over, and it'll be play the ball 1 metre from their own line.
I've got to say, the Tumut Blues have really come out of the sheds in a completely different frame of mind than they were from the first half. The energy is there. The defence has been incredible. I think that was a try for Charlie Button 9 times out of 10, but beautiful cover defence there by the Blues.
Byatt puts it under his wing. Runs straight at Casey Lynch. Tackles him 15 out from their line. Aragon works up, gets past Ingram's flying tackle low, and makes a good 10-metre run at the middle of the park. It's starting to warm up here at McDonald's Oval as we get into the business end of this game of football. Lockie Bristow there, 11 metres from the halfway line. Jordan Anderson goes out of dummy half, finds a little half a gap, but he's wrapped up. Topin, Bristow goes the high aerial route down towards Seawalt. He takes on the chest, but Aiken's there to wrap him up. And he's tackled 12 metres from his own line. End-to-end stuff here at Group 9. As the Kangaroos bring it out from their own line again.
Some fantastic defence here from Tumut. Obviously, Malik Aiken coming up and cutting it off. Oh, and look, they've done it again. Their defence is really starting to put the pressure on the Kangaroos.
So the Kangaroos putting him back on his back, slowing the play, the ball down. The intensity's lifted in this second half, and a big run by Crone, and there's no don't argues here in Group 9. He runs straight into Robbie Byatt there. James Smart gets the high kick. Taken by Mitch Ivel. Brings it back. Beats the first, nearly gets to the halfway line. Offload Brigham. Bridgman gets it into the attacking zone. And a little dumpy weave there. Good run there by Hickson. And he's taken 30 metres. Sturt handles the football. Offloads to Bristow. Finds Ivel again, but does the cross run. Wrapped up low by Smart. Helped there by the defence. Bristow again. Both the key playmakers getting their hands on the football a lot. Bristow for one side and Smart and Rose for the Roos. Fifth and final tackle. Anderson comes down the blind side. Little off-foot dummy kick. That's well read by Seawold. Beats one, beats two, and he brings it 10 metres out straight in front from the goal line as they work it out from their own line again, David.
Yeah, much improved attack there from the Tumut Blues, and they're really getting their back three involved now. They're finally starting to get some open space. I mean, Mitch Ivel and Hickson have really been taking advantage of making some huge metres. Now they really need to knuckle up in defence and really keep the Roos in their own 30.
So the Roos roll it out from their own line. 12 metres from the goal line. So Smart gets the boot to it. Taken by Aiken, well, runs it back at the defence, beats one, but wrapped up there by Smart, runs through, takes it by Mitch Ivel, makes a good run, makes 12 metres straight up the middle of the park. These boys are going to start feeling it here this afternoon. Bristow gets a little bit of a gap, finds Draper, and he's tackled 12 metres into the half. And he's wielded a penalty in a strip.
And just like the Kangaroos were doing in the first half, the Tumut playing really up-tempo style of football, and it's making it very difficult to defend as the Roos try and play the ball down.
So Aragon works across there, upended, 30 metres from the goal line. By it, Matthew Variety gets there, 22 out. It's good running here by the Blues. Offloaded pass there to Pearce. Does a little pirouette. 12 metres out. You can just smell something happening here. Bristow links up to Mitch Ivel again. But once again, that's Ned Cooper there. Read that like a textbook. Bristow. Fenn goes up. Fifth and final tackle, 5 metres. They go to the right through Zach Masters. Bristow takes them on himself. And there's a chance in the right corner. Does he get there? And he puts the ball down. Billy, a try there to the Tumut Blues in the corner. A Scott Hargraves try. Just the weight of numbers on the right, and it brings it back to 14-10, Dave.
Absolutely, and did they need that? Obviously, I thought there for a second that Lockie Bristow, he took a run in there and got tackled by two of the Kangaroos players. I thought he managed to shut down, managed to get it off, and then they threw the cutout pass to Bridgman, who had everything to do in that right-hand corner, and manages to, just through sheer strength and determination alone, puts it down in that right-hand corner. Tell you what, the Blues are back in it.
Well, I don't think they were ever out of it, Dave. I don't think they were ever... They would have been nervous at half-time, but 14 points to 10, kick to come.
And so far, the space, the extra little bit of space that the Kangaroos have afforded the Blues has really given the Tumut back three into this game. I think you've seen Hickson, Ivel, and obviously Bridgman have really starting to make up the metres, and they're really starting to get the territory that they didn't receive in the first half.
So Bristow kicks it from the touchline, 26 metres out, moves in. And he gets the distance and kicks the goal. And here we are at McDonald's Park with 22 minutes remaining. An absolute nail-biter here. 14 points to 12 here on All In Sports coverage of the Group 9 Grand Final.
That's a two-time Weisel medal winner for you, isn't it? He just eats pressure for breakfast. And that was an absolutely beautiful kick.
Hold on to your seats, everybody. And there we go. A little knock on by Topin. Runs in.
I'll tell you what, these kickoffs from Latrell Siegwald have been giving them all sorts of troubles all day. He's been putting them short, he's been putting them a little bit longer, and they just haven't been able to deal with it.
So from jubilation in 1 minute to now having to defend on their own line, could be a big momentum swinger here in the in the scheme of the grand final. So Rose hands off to Seawald, goes back in the inside, clutches at the defence, but they bring him down 5 metres away. Offloads there, straight into Hoskins. He's tackled. They go across to the right.
Yeah, it looks like he's just caught a knock on there. One of the Tumut forwards trying to put his hand across to try and shut down the pass from Nathan Rose. And looks like he's just copped a knock on there. So it looks like the Kangaroos will get the scrum feed just to the left of the post on the 10-metre line.
So Ben Cronin there just lost his handle there on the football.
So far, the Blues' defence, especially goal line defence in this second half, has been outstanding. Let's see if they can stand the heat of this Kangaroos attack.
Smart. Seawald goes back into the inside and clutching. The Blues are just clutching at him, but he muscles up and he's tackled 10 metres just to the left-hand post here. They slow the play, the ball down there by the Blues defence. They go to the left. A big, hard run by Barbie. And he's tackled 2 metres shy. Smart. Rushed out of the defence. Good defence there by Bristow. Takes him down. Offloads to Cooper. And he's swung to the ground. 2 metres short here. All to play for in Group 9. Big pass to Brose. Leaks up with Seawald. Gets it across to Massini. Wrapped up there. Comes back in on the inside, but he's tackled. Forward there, tackled 2 metres from the line. Smart, looking for Ariel, looking for Cooper. And he's works it back inside, still live. Cooper, 6 more tackles, more pressure here for the Blues.
And definitely got very lucky there because that ball was bouncing around like a pinball as the Kangaroos attacked the Blues line again.
So, Rose again to the Seawald. Massini, is he there? And he is, and there's a 4-pointer to Jacob Massini. And what a great try to the Kangaroos. And they lead 18 points.
And that really just came off the back of an enormous amount of possession there on their own goal line. A little bit unlucky with the ball bouncing around in this right-hand corner, but that gave the Kangaroos the perfect opportunity, and they threw it wide as soon as they could. Straight out the side to Massini, who just used strength and speed to get over the line. Good try there by the Wagga Kangaroos. They're back in it.
Well, I don't think they were out of it. but no, they've consolidated and they bounced really well back there. A couple of mistakes by the Tumut Blues. And just the weight of numbers, having 3 repeat set of 6 in these heat conditions, and you've got playmakers like Smart and Rose on your side, you're going to pay on the scoreboard.
And how important is this kick for Latrell now? Because currently we've got 18 to 16. If he gets this kick, it puts them greater than a converted try ahead, which is going to be so critical in the last 20 minutes.
So you can hear a pin drop. If you peruse around the ground, he's kicking in front of the Kangaroo supporters, and the Tumut Blues supporters are at the attacking end for the Tumut Blues. So I expect this crowd to get really voiceless and add the 14th man for the particular, whichever side is in the attacking position. What a great way to end this Group 9 season. We've got a cliffhanger here at McDonald's Park.
Oh, it's been an incredible game, and yeah, expect the Tumut Blues fans to definitely encourage him in this kick.
So Seawalt moves in, and it's waved away here. So 18 points to 12, 17 minutes remaining of Group 9 season. And what a great climax to the comp we've got coming up.
Yeah, the Tumut Blues have definitely come out of the sheds ready to play in this second half, and this defensive set of 6 is incredibly important. They're only 6 behind, 15 to go. They need to start winning the territory game.
Bristow, high, towering kick, finds Rose, hands off to Ingram, and he just runs it straight up, runs into the shoulder of Fan, and there's no don't argues between those two. If you don't think it means something here in Group 9, you're wrong. And an offload pass there as they bring it out from their own try line here. And there's a penalty. He's turned it the other way. He's decided the penalty is to the Tumut Blues as Troy Barbie just pushed him on his back.
And take a tip of the hat, Michael Fenn. Those two massive tackles really put the pressure on the Kangaroos, and they really started to... it looks like he's holding his ribs here, that he did do a little bit of an injury to in the first half. We certainly hope he's going to be all right.
So buy it. This game ebbs and flows. And he's lost the football. A little lost ball by Bite on the first tackle is an absolute coach killer. And a turnover and a scrum feed in favour of the Kangaroos.
And these mistakes have really been killing the Blues the entire game, haven't they, Smithy? It's just when they get into a good attacking position, it's a drop ball, it's a penalty, and it's killing them in this game.
Yeah, I think the pressure of the defence does it. Like these two sides have gone hard at it. You've got to have errors with heat, 27 degrees.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think the good defence causes the mistake. Yeah, Matthew Bite might have just lost the handle on that a bit, but I reckon there would have been a little hand in there, no doubts. But
completely accidental, of course.
Absolutely, but it's the pressure of the game. But a relieving drop ball for the Kangaroos. So Rose hands off to Massini, and he's tackled 18 metres out from his own line. Casey Din's back on the paddock. As they ruck it up in the middle, but this busy, you can see the Blues defence swarming up in one line, trying to get that turnover. Barbie there held up. Ingram. Where's James Hay? He's probably having a well-earned rest.
I think that's the first time of the season I've ever seen James Hay take a break.
But he's scratching the box over here, ready to go back on. I know that. Barbie gets past the first one. James Smart kicks a high towering kick towards Ivel. Takes it on the chest. Rose beats Roses. Comes back on the inside. But he's well wrapped there by Ryan Cronin.
And that was a really good defensive set of 6 from the Tumut Blues. Obviously, they couldn't get away the kick they wanted to. And it gives them the chance to attack just past their own 30.
Draper there met the full force of the Roos defence. Anderson doing some work out of the Bristow, rolling along there again. He runs into Cronin, tackled low by Ingram. These boys are fit here. Aragon goes up, and he runs into Barbie, and he's tackled. These tackles are getting harder as the game goes on. Bristow goes high towards Seawald, and he touches the football, and it's a double knock on, so it'll be a scrum feed.
And I think the Sun really played into that, didn't it, Smithy? He put it high, he put it long, and I think the Sun in Latrell's eyes, he just couldn't get a hand of it. Best opportunity yet of the game to tie it up here for the Blues. But I tell you what, hasn't the kicking been on point for both of the halves in this game? It has been simply sensational.
So Anderson feeds the scrum. Bristow takes the first tackle, runs across to Ivel. And they run off to the corner, and it's try time to the Blues. Malik Aiken on the end of that one. A set play, and Aiken scores in the corner, and it's 18 points to 16.
I tell you what, tip your hat, Mitch Ivel. They kept him quiet in the first half, but hasn't he stood up in this second half? I mean, when they threw the ball cast, you could see Mitch Ivel coming across, manages to get in between the centre of the wing for the Kangaroos, draws the winger in, throws the pass off to Malik Aiken to score in the left-hand corner. Brilliant try there from the Blues.
So 18 points to 16 kick to come.
And I tell you what, there's never been a more important kick, has there, Smithy?
Well, it's pretty easy. It's 21 out right in the sideline, so...
What do you put the kick predictor at?
Yeah, I think he's going to kick it. There you go.
And after what he did on the last kick, which is a similar position on the opposite side of the field, I sure wouldn't bet against him.
Moves in, does it swing around, and it's just across the goal. So... 12 minutes left. 18 points to 16 in favour of the Kangaroos in this great grand final at McDonald's Park.
12 minutes to go before the end of the game, and you can tell, isn't this a great way to spend the centenary of Group 9?
Absolutely. So Seabolt gets us underway again. A big towering kick. Kicks it over the dead ball line on the full. 2 mistakes in a couple of minutes from Latrell. A drop ball at one end, and he kicks it in a penalty in the middle of the park.
I think I can count on one hand the amount of mistakes he's made all season. And so, unfortunately, 2 mistakes, and his kicking has been so on point, especially off the kickoff. So
Bristow.
Oh, no.
Compounded.
Wow.
Doesn't find touch. Works up.
He got a bit too greedy on that one. He tried to get just too many metres off that kick.
So Seawalt there runs into Bristow. Barbie takes it across 20 metres from the halfway line. Down the blind side. Cronin, he takes it 10 metres from the halfway line. This game continues to ebbs and flows. James Hayes back on, and he runs straight into the tackle by his opposite number, Zach Masters, 5th tackle. They go out to the left. Rose, a little grubbering chip kick through down to Ivel's wing, and he takes it. And look at the line of the defence by the Kangaroos, and he runs, beats Jollopet, runs into Ingram. And he's 18 metres out directly in front. Testing time, Malik Aiken, the try scorer, runs into James Hay.
And just want to keep an eye on Michael Fenn because I don't think his ribs are good. He's doing well to stay on. He's making plenty of metres, but I think he might be playing injured.
Billy Brigman there pushed back, and you can hear the Roos fans start to get into this game of football. Jacob Sturt heading up to Queensland next year. Comes out there. Anderson ducks and weaves. And taken 5 metres short. Lockie Bristow goes to the area route, putting some more pressure there. Charles Barton under it, but he doesn't make any mistake. Centres it. Runs back in and tackled by Fan again. And he strips him one-on-one. Taken 10 metres from the line. And a one-on-one strip. Chance left. They go left. Bristow back on the inside. Goes again. Dummies. And he's tackled 1 metre short. Topin goes across the line. Jacob Sturt runs up like a choo-choo train. Right in the middle of the paddock. Right on the goal line. And he's started his way over.
Has he got it?
And he's awarded the try. Jordan Anderson has burrowed his way over and scored the 4-pointer. And it's 20 points to 18 here at McDonald's Park.
And that was a beautiful little try there by Jordan Anderson. It was basically head down, butt up, and just went straight, driving it straight over the line. But I've got to just bring you back a couple of plays. And tip your hat to Michael Fenn. He is having a second half like nothing I've ever seen, because it was his strip, one-on-one strip, that really gave the Blues the perfect opportunity to attack right in front of the goalpost. Incredible second half by Michael Fenn, and brilliant try there by Jordan Anderson.
Don't worry yet, fans out there at All In Sports Coverage. There's more ebbs and flows here in this Group 9 Grand Final as we're into the last 7.5 minutes.
Yep, there's more plot twists than a Hitchcock film, isn't there?
There's a lot to happen here.
Just when one team's got the ascendancy, the other team comes right back, and that's what Tumut's managed to do in this second half.
Bristow's taking you could have went off for a cup of tea while Lockie Bristow takes his time to take the kick as the clock winds down. But he makes no mistake. So here at McDonald's Park, 22 points to 18. Scott Hargrave Sports Injury Rehabilitation Clinic try to Jordan Anderson underneath the back dot. And it's 7 minutes remaining here at 22 points to 18 in favour of the Tumut Blues, who have hit the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Absolutely, and be careful of the Kangaroos, because look to the guys like James Smart and obviously Nathan Rose. They're the ones that are going to have to stand up to get them back into this game.
So Sturt runs it out. Runs into Croden, 12 metres out from his own line. Zach Masters back on the paddock. He's taken 20 metres. They work it through. Aragon back on the paddock again as well. After a well-earned break, they've got 7 minutes for their life to play for. All the spoils associated. Michael Fenn runs straight at Cronin again. Helped there by Smart. Brings him down. Ingram down low. Down the blind side. Anderson goes out of that dummy half position, and he's tackled 5 metres into the attacking zone. Bristow goes high again, but hits the side of the boot. A squirrely little click. Taken on the full. A little grubber kick through, and they're away, and it's...
That's going to be close. Did Jacob Toppin get to that? No, it looks like Latrell got it.
And referee Whippy said it was forced in goal. So it's a goal line dropout to the Kangaroos.
I tell you what, the Tumut fans at that far hill, they almost had me convinced.
Well, I think they go up for anything at this moment. So Seawald gets us underway, a short kickoff. Taken in the middle, brings it back. Good run there by Hickson. Out of the dummy half, Bristow ducking and weaving. Dean Bristow this time goes hard up the middle of the park. 5 metres out, middle of the field, just in front of the uprights.
And they are holding onto this ball like it is a block of gold, as we've only got 4 minutes to go in this awesome match. It looks like Tom Hickson's got his breath back as they play the ball just in front of the post here. Incredibly dangerous time here for the Kangaroos. If the Tumut Blues score here, the game is done.
So Masters, shoulders up. They come to the left, Sturt. And he keeps going forward. Easy held up over the line. Doe's just tackled short. Go down that blind side. Bristow tried to duck out a dummy half, but he didn't get there either. Oh, the little gap opened up, but it was a bit late. And great defence there by the Kangaroos, forces the turnover. They have 100 metres to travel in 4 minutes.
And that was a very smart play there in the last play, because now the Blues have to play the ball on their own 1 metre line, and that's a long way to go to score the try they need so desperately.
So they bring it back out, working it, and this will be the defensive set of 6 for their lifetime by the Blues. Rose tries something different early, and it's taken up again, and an equal tack, but Barton was away. But he's ruled the knock on.
Knock on from the Roos by the looks of it.
Knock on from the Roos, went up for it.
And that was an incredibly smart kick, wasn't it? It was unexpected. Just when you thought they were going to make a break down that left-hand line, it was some beautiful cover defence there from Lockie Bristow. You can tell how much he wants this.
The Kangaroos player are sort of having a little discussion with Mr. Whitby. Ben, that is the referee, but no, the hand of the Kangaroos player went up, touched it forward, then was knocked backwards again by the Tumut Blues supporter, and that's how he ruled it.
And really, look, as we get into this last 3 minutes, this is where the halves really have to stand it. Look at Lockie Bristow. Look for him. He won't do anything stupid. He'll look to keep the Kangaroos on their own 10-metre line to try and really reduce their chances of them scoring.
So, we're away. Draper takes the first one, 40 metres. Thomas Jeffrey just puts the ball under the wing. Anderson offloads to Sturt, and he's tackled, gains a metre. Anderson again off to Aragon, who gets running straight and hard, but he's tackled there well by Casey Lynch. Jacob Sturt runs up to the line, the advantage line, beats 1, beats 2, tries to get the play off there, the pass to Jeffrey, but just holds it 10 metres out, momentum 9, and there's the drop goal, and a 1-pointer here this afternoon, and therefore it takes an extra point in front, 23 points to 18, 2 minutes remaining on the clock here in the Group 9 Grand Final.
Yeah, tip your hat, Lockie Bristow. Not only does that get him that extra point, putting him 5 points ahead, but it also drains some much-needed time off the clock. So with only about 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, incredibly smart play here from the Tumut Blues.
What a battle here at McDonald's Park this afternoon. Ooh. And there's a skew if ball hasn't gone 10 metres, and that'll be a penalty in the middle of the park.
And Latrell Sequart, they've really put him off his game the last 10 minutes, haven't they, Smithy? That's the second kick that's gone awry.
And the Tumut Blues supporters haven't had much voice here this afternoon, but they've got plenty now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even bother taking the kick. Just tap it, grab onto the ball with both arms and hold on for dear life.
Anderson takes the first one up, bumps into the defence. Goes to the right. Lockie Bristow's turn to put it under the wing. The Roos need the football. As we wind down the last minute of Group 9 Rugby League in the centenary year, Sturt runs straight up and hard. Right and tackled there by Cronin. They go off to the right again. Bristow just takes it up there. He says, this is me, I want this football, and we want this premiership. Topin plays the football. Aragon just bumps him, runs, and takes the ball. Fifth and final tackle. And they go out to the right, and Bristow winds back, and he's going to try to run it down, and he throws it into the sideline, and the crowd come on. And that is the game, set and match for the Tumut Blues, our premiers here in Group 9 Rugby League for 2024. A scoreline that reads 23 points to 18. when they trailed 14-0, David, at half-time. Tell me your thoughts, mate.
I tell you what, in the centenary of Group 9 Rugby League, could you have gotten a better game? Because I don't think so. The first half, the Kangaroos were absolutely spectacular, but the Tumut Blues, they regrouped at halftime, and as far as I'm concerned, take your hat off Michael Fenn. Because Michael Fenn, every big moment that happened in that second half was because of Michael Fenn. Whenever they needed something, he pulled off a big tackle, that one-on-one strip up the end there, which really gave them the set of six that put them in the lead. I think everything he did in that second half was what Lockie Bristow, Mitch Ivel, and the back three started playing off. So
what you're basically saying, I've got an affection with James Hay, you've got an affection with Michael Fenn.
Oh, I've got a bromance with Michael Fenn. He is fantastic.
Yeah. And, okay, so your man of the match, I reckon, would be Michael Fenn. Would that be a pick?
It's very rare for a forward to get man of the match, but all the big moments he had in that game, in that second half, Michael Fenn, hands down for me.
Well, we'll soon find out.
What do you reckon, Smithy? You're not getting away with it. Who's your man of the match?
Oh, look.
It can't be James Hay.
No, it's not James Hay, unfortunately. But I really think Lockie Bristow drove the game out of dummy half and the half-back. He led the chorus of the comeback there in the second half where he went from the number 7 role really to play the number 9 role and getting those quick dummy half runs out of there which caught the Roos defence on the back. Now, I'll go Lachlan Bristow just to make someone different. But, yeah, you're right. I think Michael Fenn had the best from the forward pack. And rightly so, David, I think we both agree on this, is that forwards win matches, and the forwards of the Tumut Blues got the result today.
Absolutely, and I think we underestimated, I know I did, how much the heat would play into this game because, yeah, the first half, the Tumut Blues didn't know what hit them, but they regrouped perfectly in that second half. Even the likes of Adam Pearson, I've got to tip my hat to Lewis Aragon, because I swear he did about 53 carries in that game. Every time I turned around, it was Lewis Aragon carrying it into the line. He didn't do anything massively impressive. He did the grunt work, but you don't win these sorts of games without it.
But let's have a little chat about the Kangaroos, mate. Like, they finished 5th last year and got knocked out in the first semi-final by actually the Tumut Blues last year. They've got to the big dance here today. They've made some couple of acquisitions with obviously Latrell Sewald and Ben and Rosie coming across from the Gundagai Tigers, and also the fact that James Hay summarise their season. Dave, how do you see their season playing out for this 2023?
I'll tell you what, if at the beginning of the season, I actually tipped the Kangaroos to make the grand final because I saw the recruiting, like you said, Latrell Sewald, Nathan Rose, got incredibly well. They also had local boys like Jake Massini, who I'm a big fan of. Ned Cooper's played well as well. And obviously getting James Hay from the brothers, which they didn't expect, but they certainly took. But then in the middle of the season, a lot of teams, because of injuries, just fell off a cliff. Like a very inconsistent football. But as soon as they got James Smart back at the beginning of James Smart and I've got to say Luke Ingram, they started playing to their full potential. And to be honest, they were incredible in this match. They certainly did not lose this match in any way, shape or form. It was just an incredible effort by the Blues that beat them. So, Rosie and his team, you've played an incredible year. You've done incredibly well in this match, and your fans will certainly be proud.
Well, I think I wouldn't like to be going up the main street of Tumut tonight. I think the whole place will be... and if they replicate what happened at Gundagai last year, where they had firecracker displays that cost them an arm and a leg, but... No, they were just too classy, and championship qualities come out of the Tumut Blues side this afternoon, and they just got the job done. And I think, actually, looking back, Dave, I think the week's rest really helped the Blues. They could front up. The Kangaroos had a tough game last week to get to the grand final over the Temora Dragons, and I think the week's break and the consistency of football that they played over the last 6 weeks helped them with that week's off, and they come in here intense. But the Kangaroos, mate, they come out of the guns 14-0 at half-time. No one picked that, and what a crackerjack game we've had.
Oh, it was fantastic, and it was incredibly smart football because everything the Blues do so well, which we started to see more in that second half, their offloads from their forwards, passing from their forwards in transition to make it out of the back, and more metres from their back three, they shut them all down. And they did that through the kicking of Nathan Rose and some attitude in defence. And I think you're absolutely right. I think the hard finals football they've had to play back-to-back each week, I think, yeah, definitely drained the tank. And I think they just ran out of petrol towards the end of that match. Incredible game by the Kangaroos. And I tell you what, I loved it. Centenary of Rugby League doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, I'd like to thank our partners today as well, with Scott Hargraves supporting the try of the day throughout the whole season. So Scott and the boys down in Albury. many thanks for your support through the 2024 season. As you can see from our camera shots, you can see the Blues supporters are mingling around their crowd as one. A few player movements, I believe, are happening from the Tumut Blues. I know Jacob Sturt was put in the Daily Advertisers moving up north, and I think Lockie Bristow might be going overseas. I heard a little whisper that he may have played his last game with the Blues as it was with Dean and Lachlan together. So
yeah, of course.
What a great game of football. So, what's been your highlight, Dave, for the year? Like you've joined the coverage of All In Sports. What's been your one highlight for the entire season?
Oh, that's hard to tell. I think I've got to be honest, it's going to be something no one's going to pick, but I've really loved the journey of the Junee Diesels. Because if you look on the table, they were bottom of the table, but that doesn't reflect their season. I think they've come back from oblivion, which not many clubs do. And in the centenary of rugby league, to come back from oblivion, get a first-grade squad on there, and not only get them in there, be super competitive each week. I think many coaches I talked to actually said they hated going to Junee. It was like the Bermuda Triangle. So for me, that one's absolutely top of the list for me. How about you, Smithy? What did you see this year that made you go, wow, that made me glad I'm watching rugby league?
The evenness. We've had 6 teams fighting for 5 spots, and really 7 and 8 teams, as you've touched on, with City Bulls and to a lesser extent Junee. The City Bulls, if the City Bulls played like they did the last month, where they beat they beat Gundagai Tigers at home, they beat Albury Thunder away. If they would have started the season like that, so they've got a lot to take from that, and with the personnel that they have, and I think they're just the evenness. You can't come here. You come to a game of football and you don't know who's going to win.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
really don't know who's going to win. And there's not many country rugby league competitions that you can nearly say that 80% of the time that every game we turned up to. And with the games we've covered, the high standard, the high quality, like probably the first half of football that the Tumut Blues played against the Temora Dragons 35 minutes before they dropped the first ball. But just the standard and the evenness, I would say, was the best thing around.
Yeah, it's going to be a shame to see Lockie Bristow and Sturt, and obviously Jacob Sturt leave the competition. Obviously Jacob Sturt going up to the Redcliffe Dolphins, playing his second round in Queensland Cup. And I know Lockie Bristow is actually going over to France, of all places. After a couple of years ago, he actually went over and won a competition over in America.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. Yep.
Yeah, so he's actually he actually said he's hoping he might be able to come back for next year, but he'll be playing basically almost 12 months worth of football. So it's unlikely, but he's done so much for this competition, a dual Wisehill medalist. He's won competitions with Tumut.
Oh, well, welcome back, boys, as the whole the Tumut Blues and the Kangaroos work their way over. Just before presentation, we'd just like to sign off here this afternoon at McDonald's Park, and the coverage will keep going to be able to watch the presentation. But thanks, Dave, for the season.
Thanks,
and
Smithy.
thanks for the fun that we've had in the commentary box. You can go and watch these games in All In Sports. Final word, Dave?
Fantastic season. For the centenary of Group 9 Rugby League, you could not have gotten a better season. And what an outcome. We had an incredible game from 2 incredible teams. And come on, Michael Fenn.
All right, well, stay tuned and see if Michael Fenn gets the player of the match. But thank you once again to everyone out there who listens to the coverage. It's Neil Smith and David Dew signing off here from McDonald's Park. As I said, the vision will keep going. And to watch the presentation of the Group 9 winners for the centenary year. Cheers, and look forward to seeing all you out there again for next year in the Group 9 fantastic rugby league competition. Cheers, and have a safe trip home.
We'll start with our referee presentations before we move on to players. A genuine vote of thanks to our referee, Ben Whitby, and also our touch judges, Sam Went and Dwayne Ryan. Thank you guys for an outstanding effort. So Ben, if you'd like to come up to the podium. Thank you, Ben. Moving on to our touch judges, Sam Went and Dwayne Ryan. Congratulations to our match officials. Now it goes without saying what a fantastic sponsor we have in Great Northern. And today we have Nick O'Connell representing Great Northern. We know it's a very tasty little drink to have on a hot day, and I know plenty has been consumed today, which has been a great effort by all of his supporters. So could I have Nick O'Connell up on the stage, please? I'd like to start by asking Nathan Rose, the captain of Wagga Kangaroos, to come up, please. Nathan Rose. Obvious today was an outstanding match of rugby league between Kangaroos and Tumut. The quality of the football was quite exceptional. At one stage of the game, it looked like that the Kangaroos were going to be well and truly on top, but as we know in this game, it can change very, very quickly, and as it did in the second half, with Tumut overpowering Kangaroos to take the chocolates home. So Nathan, you might like to say a few words on behalf of your team.
Thanks, mate. Just the boys in the red and blue, well done, boys. They've probably overcome a lot of adversity in-house that no one knows about, a lot of season-ending injuries, and to go down by 4 points in the grand final was a massive achievement, so well done, boys. Full credit to Tumut, they were the better team on the day, so enjoy it, boys.
Thank you, Nathan. Could I have, am I calling up Zach or Lachlan? Both. Who'd like to speak first?
Obviously so many people to thank. Obviously start with the group, all the work they do, it's an amazing competition, and they're all volunteers, so hats off to them. The refs, Benny, Sam, Dwayne, thank you guys, it's a tough job, but someone has to do it, we couldn't do it without you. Bad luck Ruth, thank you though. For the supporters, you've been massive. The Redsies, League Tag 18 support this every week. The volunteers, all our staff, managers, committee, trainers, but the biggest one goes to this group of lads. They're amazing. Just a team full of guys that just want to get it done. It was probably a fitting way to win it. Backs against the wall, and character really prevailed in the end, and we just turned up for one another. And I've been a part of some special teams, but not as special as the blokes that stand in front of me right now. They just give 120 and we want to play for each other every week, so it's well deserved. It's been a long coming, but it's coming back home.
Thank you, Lachlan, and thank you, Zach, for saying lots. All right, now we come to the man of the match, and we have with us today Jeff Hill, representing the Hill family. And Jeff has a gift here to present to the man of the match, which goes to Lachlan Bristow. And before we present the trophies, I'd like to call all the players up in turn. Thank you to receive their premiership ring. Calling up number 1, Mitch Evil. Mitch Evil. Two, Nelly Bacon. Three, Brandon Faber. Four, Thomas Hickson. 5, Billy Bridgman. 6, Glenn Briscoe. Lachlan has his, Zach Masters has his ring. 9, Jordan Anderson. Number 10, Michael Fenn. Number 11, Adam Pearce. 12, Robert Bright. 13, Jacob Stewart. 14, Jacob Toppin. 15, Thomas Jeffrey. 16, Matthew Bright. 17, Lewis Aragon. And 18, Jordan Marr. And I present to you the winner of the First Grade Premiership 2023, proudly sponsored by Great Northern, Junior Blues.